breaking news still coming in. We continue to cover. The Washington Post is reporting that the Democratic Party has filed a lawsuit against Russia, the Trump campaign, and the Wikileaks organization. They accuse those parties of conspiring to disrupt the 2016 election and tip it in the favor of Donald Trump. Let me bring in right now Senator Bob Menendez of New Jersey, of course, the top Democrat on the Foreign Relations Committee. Senator, thanks for coming in.
Good to be with you.
This top graph of this article that the Washington Post has put out, some great reporting, is some amazing stuff. It says that they accuse Russia, the Trump campaign, and Wikileaks of a far-reaching conspiracy to disrupt the 2016 campaign and tilt the election to Donald Trump. Is this real? Do you see this as a real thing?
They see real elements of it, and certain elements of this have been reported individually. And so collectively, when you put it together, I think that the Democratic National Committee feels that they have the great substance of a real suit.
But
and so we'll see.
Where's the evidence of it? Isn't that exactly what Bob Mueller is investigating, exactly what congressional committees are investigating?
Well, that doesn't stop them from continuing their investigation. This is a civil suit and allows the Democratic National Committee to go forward and make the case that you overwhelmingly tried to conspire to affect the last election in a way that is totally inappropriate. And so they'll have an opportunity to be put to their proofs.
So do you think it could hurt, get in the way of Bob Mueller's investigation?
No, nothing's going to get in the way of Bob Mueller's investigation except for maybe Donald Trump.
Getting exactly to the point of what we're talking about right here. Let me ask you about the Comey memos that are coming out. I don't know if you've had a chance to read them. I sure hope you have. I was really fascinated about the discussion in the memos about Michael Flynn. There's a retelling of the story in the memo of how Michael Flynn forgot to tell Donald Trump that a foreign leader had called to congratulate him on his election win. And Comey writes this: in telling the story, the president pointed his fingers at his head and said, "The guy has serious judgment issues." Well, just this morning, the president tweets out his support of Michael Flynn, though. But this is Donald Trump saying that he has serious reservations about Michael Flynn. I mean, does that change anything for you?
No. The reality is he chose Flynn. He had Flynn actively in his campaign. He had Flynn designated as his national security advisor. Even knowing information about him, he still let him on for a period of time as there were questions that were raised about Flynn's inappropriate engagement with foreign governments while he was the national security advisor. So I think the president says whatever convenient for him at a given moment.
Senator, do you think the release of the memos changes, I'll call it a game even though it's a very serious situation, changes the game at all and what people believe and how things went down, or maybe your view of James Comey?
Look, I think you may question that Comey made wrong decisions at a given time, but I think that generally I find him to be a pretty straight shooter. He says what he thinks. You may disagree with his judgment, but it doesn't mean that that he isn't a pretty straight shooter.
Let's talk more about Russia. Sergei Lavrov said this morning that President Putin is ready to accept the invitation that Donald Trump offered to visit the White House. I think this will be the first time that Putin has been to the White House since 2005. Do you think that the president should welcome Vladimir Putin to the White House?
I think the president should be challenging Vladimir Putin for not only his invasion of Ukraine, for a chemical assassination on European soil, for his interference in our own elections. You know, it is amazing to me that the president can say that a court-ordered subpoena to go and review his lawyer's documents is an attack on our country, but he cannot say that what Russia did in the 2016 elections and is doing right now in our country and other countries in the world is not an attack on our democracy.
Can he do that challenge when he's sitting with Vladimir Putin at the White House?
Well, you know, if you can't do it from abroad, I don't know how you do it up front. And